Hi, Jeff Shrimpton here. Today I want to share something really special with you. It's one of the key concepts that I use when coaching my clients to not only turn around their businesses but change almost everything in their lives. And I'm going to go straight into it. This is a line here across this page. This line is a choice that we make. It's a choice that we make for how we deal with the things that happen to us in our life and in our business. And as you can see below the line, there's not any particularly good things there. Right at the bottom here, we've got denial. So, we're broke, but we're just going to pretend we're not. Not a good place to be, because if you're completely denying that you've got a problem, you're never going to act on it. Next level up, excuses. Something has happened, which means that I can't do what I need to do in my business. You wouldn't believe the amount of times in almost every industry that there's certain people within that industry think that their industry is different. Their industry is cursed. Oh, in my industry, Jeff, it doesn't work that way, and people won't pay that, and you can't do this and you can't do that. Do you know what? If that was true, get into another industry. You're a master of your own destiny. But the economy, Brexit, whatever it is, all these things amount to the fact that we're not taking ownership of our own destiny. Next level up is blame. Something happened that meant I wasn't able to get what I wanted or do what I wanted. And you'll see that within your teams as well, that blame each other. It wasn't us, Governor, it was the Sparkies. They didn't do their job properly, that made us late, and all that kind of thing. I work with a lot of clients in construction, and I bet you can imagine on the building site we see an awful lot of this behaviour going on. This slopey shoulders. It wasn't me, it's not my fault, it's that fault, it's that fault. And it doesn't change anything. Any of these things, if this is how we think, nothing changes. Nothing changes whatsoever. And what we create here is a victim mentality. I am powerless. There's nothing I can do to overcome this. And if this is how we genuinely feel and believe, do we think that we're going to take empowering, decisive decisions going forward? And I wonder, if you're watching this, are we showing any of these behaviours ourselves as well? Are there any of them showing up in our lives? Because we're all human beings, I'm not expecting everybody to be perfect all the time. In fact, it wasn't so long ago I caught myself denying my denials. So, we're all human, but we need to make sure that we're aware of this stuff so that we can overcome it. So you're probably wondering what's above the line, because obviously that's the good stuff. So here we've got ownership, accountability and responsibility. So responsibility means the ability to respond. So something has happened in my life or my business, I'm going to see that has happened and it's changed. I'm going to change my behaviour or my actions to overcome the challenge that's ahead of me. That's what responsibility is. Most times when you hear people say, I've taken responsibility for that, what they've really just done is blame themselves. Yeah, that's my responsibility, Gov. Soz about that, I'm an idiot. Just blaming yourself. No good. So, accountability works a couple of different ways, really. Firstly, it's like integrity. If I say I'm going to do 10 of a certain task by Friday before I go home, it's Friday lunchtime, I've only done 6. Got to get 4 done before I go home, and I'm not going home till it's done. So I hold myself accountable to do what I said I would do. But also when things go wrong, I'll hold myself accountable, not blaming myself. Something goes wrong, I go, do you know what? Thinking about it, I didn't know as much as I needed to know about that. But I'm going to respond by reading a book, or doing some training, or improving some part of myself so that next time that doesn't happen again. So we've responded, we hold ourselves accountable, and we've responded. Ownership is the top level. It's the top level. I could make someone responsible, I can hold someone accountable, but I can't make you ownership. It doesn't even work grammatically. It's something that you have to take for yourself. You have to take ownership. So you have to take ownership of your life, you have to take ownership of your business, and your teams need to take ownership of their job roles. And if you take ownership, then you're understanding without judgment that everything is down to you, because you are the captain of that ship. I remember speaking to a business owner a while ago, and I spent 25-30 minutes talking to him, and there was an awful lot of that going on, mostly his team. I've told them 1,000 times, they don't do as they're told, they don't do the jobs properly, yada yada, you can't get good staff in this industry, all that whole stuff that I'm sure you can imagine. But I asked him 3 questions. I asked him, who hired the staff? Who trained the staff? And who teaches the staff what to do on a daily basis? Because actually, all of those things were his responsibility. He needed to take ownership of those things, but he was not doing that. He was just blaming them for being no good. I didn't get to work with that guy, I'm sure you can imagine, because just couldn't move him from this position. His thinking, he almost daren't realise that it was his own, it's down to himself to take ownership of that. Now, this is a really simple concept. You know, I've talked about this now for a couple of minutes, and I'm sure most of you get it and you understand how it goes. I can also do a 2-day workshop on that, on how to make this part of your life and make it part of your business. So how can we get not only, you know, the management team, but all their operatives and everybody in the business holding themselves to a higher account and using these behaviours rather than these behaviours. So one thing that I can help you with on that is if you log in below, and I think there's a link somewhere below this video, you can put your email address in, and I'm going to send you one of these. I'm not sending you a hard copy, I'm going to send you it digitally, so you can go off and you can print it off, and you can stick it in your office, you can stick it on your wall, you can have some, just by putting it on the walls, people will come into your office and they'll ask you about it. And you can say, well, do you know what, I've been thinking about this, I'm holding myself above the line from now on. These behaviours are not me anymore, and I want the whole business to come with me. So I really hope you enjoyed that. As ever, if you want to have a conversation about this with me, 10 or 15 minutes, just drop me a line. We can have a chat about that as well. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.